Live, Laugh, Larceny discusses true petty crimes that may be disturbing to some.
Or could be easy listening to all you psychopaths out there.
All stories are based on actual events, but details may vary.
Listener discretion is not advised.
Live,
Laugh.
Larceny. Welcome to Live, Laugh, Larceny, performing a seance when Viagra just won't lift it. This is Trevin.
And I'm Amanda. That one got me right in the giggle box, Trevin. Oh my God. Wow. And I'm Amanda, and welcome to our regular show. I know we've been doing a lot of guest spots lately, and we're back in the mix now.
Yeah, welcome Amanda back to the chair. I know last week we had Jethro come in during the invasion of the host snatchers. You were over on And That's Why We Drinks feed, hanging out with M.
Oh my God, we had a ball. If you haven't listened to that episode, I encourage you to do so. And same with Jethro and Trevin. It sounds like you two had a good fun time talking about the gigantic skeletons.
For sure. And then the rest of the pairings, I've been too busy working on mine to even see what everybody else was doing, but Creeps and Crimes and Christine and everybody else that wasn't involved in ours are also doing things across the Parapods network. So
yeah.
Spooky season has a lot of different interesting things happening this month to check out.
Yes, definitely listen to all of them. All of the shows that we are collabing with are our friends. Support the collabs, you guys. We are having the best time.
For sure.
Before we jump into dreadful dilemmas today, Trevin, I did want to give you this gift. I guess we could do that now.
Oh, my.
Do you want to go ahead and open this?
I know you did say that there was a gift involved, but like, what did I do to deserve a gift?
Well, this is basically in honor of spooky season. We're in the month of October when this comes out. And to thank you for letting me crash on your couch at CrimeCon and being a really amazing co-host to me.
Oh,
and
shoot.
I saw it, and it's definitely one of those things that when you see something and you're like, I have to give this to this person. It was one of those instances. Also, before you open it,
Okay.
I do want to give a shout out to the shop that I bought it at. I recently just did a murder mystery pop-up. It's at my mom's best friend's shop, and it's in Lee Summit, Missouri. If anyone lives over there, it's kind of a trek for me to even get out there, but it was so cute. She has amazing teas, coffee, baked goods. There's a reading nook, amazing Chiefs merch and spooky season merch. But it's Serenity, like TEA, Serenity Boutique. I just had to give her a shout out. She gave me a good discount on this gift.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm shouting you out on the show. I'm going to give it to Trevin. I cannot wait. Also, I'm not trying to put a lot of pressure on you, but this is kind of your test to see if you really have gotten better at receiving gifts. So all eyes are on you, baby boy. Time to open.
Oh, my God. Okay, well, it's a lovely green shade. Green's my favorite color. This is a nice shade.
Oh, okay. I just found that one in my house.
Oh, great. Oh, this is nice. Friday the 13th candle. I do like this a lot.
Dude, I knew you would. It's a Friday the 13th candle. She had so many.
Yeah, I've got the Jason mask right behind me on
I
the blanket.
know. It fit the aesthetic of the podcast studio, the red, the black. It fit your horror theme, and it smells so good. She had all of these amazing candles made from, I don't know the company. Does it say it on there?
This is beautiful.
Oh my God. Well, beautiful candles. Shout the fuck out, because not only were there spooky candles like that one, but there were also ones that were like lemon meringue pie, and they look like they're whipped cream on the top.
Yeah.
Like this one has the red whipped cream behind the hockey mask.
Oh, it does make me a little hungry.
Yeah, I know it's beautiful, so if you don't want to burn it, that's fine too. You do whatever you want with it. It's your candle.
It'll be kind of cool to burn it, though, because as the Jason mask burns, it will kind of look more like Jason Goes to Hell in the later movies. That's what I was trying to find. All it says is soy candle, and it says burning instructions.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if it had a cute, like, pun or something. But
Yeah, like a bloody aroma.
yeah, and it just says Friday the 13th.
Oh, well, damn. Well, it fit the aesthetic to the studio. I had to give it to you. It had to be yours, so.
I love it. Thank you so much, and it matches everything perfectly.
Yes, exactly. So, Trevin, now that I've put you on the spot, which I know is your least favorite thing.
That's okay. I think I handled it all
You
right.
did. You did. I will give you that. You did handle it with a lot more grace and acceptance.
Yeah.
So what is your dreadful dilemma this week?
My dreadful dilemma this week. I don't know if I've ever had this as a dreadful dilemma before, but Raelia or Raelia, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's Raeliyah. They are trying to buy a house again, and I just want everybody to know that because that person always seems to use my phone number.
You have talked about this on the show. It's still happening?
Yeah, she's back at it again.
Trevin.
She's reached out to the United, some sort of like a money credit union thing.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're trying to get back to her about her loan. But also I've got people from Zillow who are like, oh, you were looking at this house? You want to get this house? So she's got all these loan people just reaching out to me and all these Zillow people just wanting to sell a house reaching out to me. And I keep blocking these numbers, but I still keep getting voicemail notifications popping up. I responded to a couple and said, if you ever find this person, please tell them, stop.
Yes.
Get their number right.
Stop the madness. Remind me again, because you brought this up probably years back.
Yeah,
no?
it's a while ago, I believe.
So are these homes local to where we live? Are
Yeah,
they
they're actually
City?
Kansas City homes, yeah.
Okay.
It makes me wonder if they have the same number as me, but maybe it's like a different area code. And then they're just getting mixed up and assuming that they have the area code in which they are trying to buy the house.
Right.
I don't know, but it is getting ridiculous out here, guys.
The last time this happened, was it the same thing? They were trying to buy a house?
Yeah, they were looking at a house. They weren't serious enough to where they were getting a credit union involved looking at a loan, though.
Okay.
They were just asking to look at houses.
Okay. So the plot thickens.
Raelia is ready to take the next step. She's actually ready to make the purchase. I'm curious to know if she gets there, but I don't need to be in the loop.
Okay, Trevin, you know how this is like a thing on TikTok where people will be like, help me find this gorgeous babe I saw on the bus. She's got, brunette hair, about 5'7", all these details. This could be our moment to do that, Trevin. So, Raelia, if that's how you say it, if you have a friend in the Kansas City area with that name, or if this is you that I am speaking to right now, please don't give out Trevin's exact number. Use your area code.
Yeah, please get your number correct. I also believe that they were somehow in military or some sort of an armed forces thing, like out of school, because that's the type of loan company it is.
Do we know any other details? How can we find her and make her an LLL listener?
All I know is they're looking at houses and their name's Raelia and they are some sort of a veteran.
Okay, if that's you or if that's your friend, please tag them in the comments below. We're not mad, Raelia.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you get your loan and everything because
the credit unions are popping and we need to get you in contact with them and we want you to find your dream home.
Yeah, they're saying shit or get off the pot because the housing market ain't moving. So you need to get going. You know what I'm saying?
It's very rare that I look directly into the camera. I'm so serious. We must find her.
We must. I mean, for my own sanity, I can't keep blocking. Like, what if I go to try to buy a house one day and then I find out I blocked every single Zillow person?
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? That'd be like a hell of my own making.
That is another dreadful aspect. Okay, we have to find you.
Yeah.
Well, I also have a dreadful dilemma. Let me just say it has really been weighing on my shoulders.
Okay.
What I mean by this is that my 3-year-old daughter, Winnie, is obsessed with sitting on my shoulders lately.
Oh, okay.
I have pictures to document. We will post them online. But this is the perfect example photograph. This is me sitting on my couch trying to write the other day.
Oh.
Winnie on top, wrapping her legs around my neck, playing with my hair, playing characters on top of my head.
Not a very comfortable position for her.
No, but she loves it. She's obsessed. I also have another picture that I took this morning. I don't have makeup in this one. It's not the cutest, but I said I have to show Trevin. This is an ongoing issue.
Oh.
She loves to sit on my shoulder. She's like my little parrot. She's cute, but it does weigh me down. And she does like to echo what I say like a parrot, too. It's just really, really dreadful, you guys.
Let's get some boundaries, Winnie. Like, this is a mama, not a chair.
I keep telling her, I'm like, go sit on your dad's shoulders. Go annoy him. But she doesn't like his bald head as much, so.
She says daddy's shoulders aren't strong enough.
Yeah, she's like, sorry, I'm going to actually just crush you instead. And I'm like, okay. We've had a lot of dilemmas where our animals will sit on us or crush us or scratch us or whatever. Kids do the same damn thing.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be given animal privileges.
All right, so Trevin, this week we are going to be doing 2 truths and a lie.
I've got 3 wires. Which one do I cut?
I'll give you 2 truths and a lie.
But wait, we don't have time for this. We are, and I am so sorry, guys. Mine's going to be kind of dark today.
It is?
Yeah, I watched a movie recently called The Death of Stalin, which was a very fun, dark comedy about like when Stalin died. And it's like a kind of a dry comedy the whole time because he's a dictator who they never wanted to tell him the truth because he would get pissed off if he heard the truth or whatever. So like when he was ill, they would have the doctors put away for telling him what he didn't want to hear. So it was like, how does the guy get taken care of, you know, if everybody's afraid to tell him the truth ever?
Yeah.
Because, you know, you could be a doctor who's like, oh, I see that you have such and such disease. And he's like, okay, you're dead now. Goodbye. That was kind of how it was to appease this dictator.
Holy shit.
There's also been other things going on in the world that have made me think about the term dictator. And I've also stumbled across a couple other current events, another current events game that have to do with dictators around the world.
Oh my God.
There will be some talk of death here, unfortunately. It's so weird. If you watch The Death of Stalin, it's an interesting movie because they just dispatch and kill people like nothing.
Wow.
It's treated like a joke almost because it's just so like normal in the way that they get rid of people that don't agree with them and stuff.
Yeah. That is terrifying.
So I saw a couple different articles this week that had me kind of scared. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been learning a little bit about how these things go. And like sometimes you hear these things, you're like, it wouldn't be like that today. Well, it is like that today. Sometimes you're just not really told anything about it.
Yeah.
So for today, I have 2 truths and a lie, current events, dictator edition.
Dickish dictators.
Oh, and they are all dickish.
Mm-hmm.
Option number 1. Venezuela's state-run TV recently introduced a giant red puppet to help deliver government propaganda. Statement number 2. An American fled to Russia's anti-woke Christian values, only to end up fighting for Russia in the Ukraine war. Or statement number 3. North Korea has ramped up use of the death penalty for people caught watching foreign films.
Oh my God. I hate that any of these are true.
Right.
I hope that statement number 3 is not true, but I feel like it might be. I'm going to go with statement number 2 is the lie.
You're incorrect.
Oh.
It is statement number 1 was the lie.
Oh.
So it was not what you wanted.
I really, really, really thought the puppet was so true. That just seemed like a very bizarre thing, but something that could happen. So there's no red puppet then. I can't let it go.
There's no red puppet that I know of.
Okay.
So my first article that I came across was from the BBC. The North Korean government is increasingly implementing the death penalty, including people caught watching or sharing foreign films and TV dramas. The dictatorship, which remains largely cut off from the world, is also subjecting its people to more forced labor while further restricting their freedoms.
That is heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's terrible.
it's just any foreign film at all that could just be for entertainment. Like, it's not watching things that are like anti their government or anything. It's just because it's foreign, they just can't watch it.
Yeah, I would say a lot of it probably is that they don't want to see how other cultures work outside of their own, so that there's no comparison of like, well, these people's day-to-day seems so much more freer than mine.
Yeah, exactly.
In the article, there's a picture of, it's something I've just been thinking a lot about lately.
Yeah.
But there's a picture of, on the side of their streets, like paintings of him and his dad, like with a bunch of children, like smiling and stuff to help keep this image. He's a very good, great guy and everything.
Yeah.
They want people to bow to it and blah, blah, blah. I just been thinking about that and like, oh, how gross and terrible would that be, you know?
Awful.
I wonder if that would ever happen here. I hope not.
Oh, God.
And then the other one was another one that just kind of blew my mind, and I wanted to talk about it in some way, but I wasn't really quite sure how.
Yeah.
That first story just echoed things that it's like, I feel like we could experience something similar to that one day.
Yeah.
While this second one is just a problem that doesn't surprise me, but it's just amazing.
Okay.
So from the Telegraph and Yahoo News, I guess, father who moved family to Russia to escape woke America is sent to the front line. Derek Huffman, 46, relocated to the small town of Istra, around 25 miles from Moscow, with his wife, their 3 daughters, and their husky earlier this year. They did this through Russia's shared values visa scheme, aimed to attracting foreigners who reject what Vladimir calls, quote, destructive neoliberal ideology. Mr. Huffman had initially agreed to join the Russian military in a non-combat capacity, thinking at first he would be a welder and later a war correspondent. But despite having no experience as a soldier and limited understanding of the language, he has been sent near the front line in the war versus Ukraine. I had read some other articles about it, and I guess what had happened was he had gotten the program and he wanted to get his kids into the school, like the state school or something.
Okay.
It was like a long wait list, and supposedly to help his chances of doing that, he had to join the military.
Oh, I was wondering. I was like, why did he even do that? Okay, they kind of forced him into doing it almost. If you want to get your kids into school, you have to do this.
Right. And then he said, okay, I'll sign up in a non-combat thing. And then, okay, no, you're actually going to go into like a frontline role and you're going to go like 3 months premature and we're just going to send you out there. Right now, everything I've tried to find, his whereabouts are like, nobody really knows exactly. His wife says that anybody speculating that he's dead is like making stuff up, but there's been some kind of weird kind of conspiracy type things like, is he dead right now or not?
Right. Where is he? Sometimes the grass is not always greener on the other side, my dude.
Yeah, it just kind of shows how you hear something so much that you've overthought it so much that you think the worst idea is the best idea and then you just go forward with it. And
yeah. I don't mean to laugh at all because there's so many upsetting things about that. But yeah, just stick it out, right? Like, I think it's going to be better if you just take some deep breaths.
Right. So I just wanted to say, like, hey, this seems like a really scary deal. Like, after seeing this movie about Stalin and how the killing of people was as easy as snapping your fingers, I see a couple of these things, like we're talking executing for foreign films. We're talking moving to a country that we've all been raised to kind of look as a kind of scary place. I mean, the place where Stalin was from.
Right.
It's just interesting the extreme measures that people are in these days and just how extreme everything happens to be. That it's not surprising, but it's also the saddest thing I've ever heard, you know?
I know, bro. Like, what is going on, guys? Can anyone answer that? No,
What's
we can't.
going on?
What's going on? Well, I'm here to lighten it up with my 2 truths and a lie. No, sometimes we do this, you guys, especially around the spooky season, too. I like to get a little spooky or sometimes dip my toe into the dark waters, if you will. For this one, I'm going to keep it pretty light. It is having to do with Halloween coming up, though.
Okay.
Today, mine is going to be 2 truths and a lie about pumpkin everything. Pumpkin everything.
Ew. Okay.
Pumpkin everything. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure we've done pumpkin related facts in the past.
Yeah, I'm curious where you're going to go with this.
These were ones that we've, to my knowledge, have never covered. So.
Okay, so this is just like pumpkin everything again, but just different everything.
Yes.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
I'm always ready for pumpkin.
Statement number 1. The largest pumpkin pie ever baked weighed 3,699 pounds. Statement number 2. Boston, Massachusetts calls itself the pumpkin capital of the world. And statement number 3. Pumpkins are technically fruits.
Oh my God. You have to put something so simple and easy there at the end, like they're actually fruits, because I feel like I would look like an idiot if I didn't know that. You're making me think I should know that it is a fruit, but I don't think it is.
I'm really messing with your mind unintentionally.
Yeah, it's just going to make me look really dumb. So I know it's like a gourd or whatever, but can a gourd be a fruit? I'm just going to say that the lie is C, and I hope I'm right. And if I'm wrong, then I've just proved that I don't know jack shit about fruits being pumpkins.
I hate to break it to you, but it's that option. You are incorrect.
Yep. Did everybody know this? Is this?
No. I knew that tomatoes were fruits.
Yeah.
But that, I'm sorry, in my mind and in my heart and soul, that they are veggies. But they technically are fruits. I did not know that this was the case with pumpkins either, but it is.
You think more people would use that as like a trick question, sort of like people do tomatoes a lot, you know?
Yeah. So I got a lot of these facts from goodhousekeeping.com in an article that said 15 pumpkin facts that'll make you say, oh my gourd.
Oh my gourd.
So dumb. So on point. So pumpkins are actually in the same family that includes cucumbers and melons. And it says in the article, maybe you've wondered, is pumpkin a fruit? Actually, no. I've never, ever asked that.
Mm-mm.
But since they're savory, many people, even foodies, just call them vegetables anyway. So does that mean cucumbers are fruit too? Because it says it's in the same family as a cucumber.
Yeah, what's up with that? And does that mean a pumpkin pie is now a fruit pie?
Never. Cucumbers are botanically classified as a fruit.
My damn. I can't even live in this world anymore, guys.
We were raised with a food pyramid that was complete bullshit.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we were.
Also, Trevin, statement number 1, the largest pumpkin pie ever baked did weigh 3,699 pounds. And that did happen. Where did it happen?
That seemed very believable to me. I would think it would have to be super dense and just heavy.
Dude, I'll show you a picture. It was made by the New Bremen Giant Pumpkin Growers in New Bremen, Ohio on September 25th, 2010. The pie set the Guinness World Record, you know I love those,
Yeah, you do,
for the largest pumpkin pie using 1,212 pounds of canned pumpkin, 2,796 eggs, and 109 gallons of evaporated milk. Do you want to see a photo?
Sure, and it didn't get wasted? I hope it didn't.
You would think that possibly it would, though, because my lord, here is the picture. And it looks like it's outside under a tent at maybe like a fair or something. I don't know, but I would hope that the entire community would have gotten a spoon and eaten that thing.
Yeah, for sure. If not, wasteful.
And then my final one, the one that is false. Boston, Massachusetts is not the pumpkin capital of the world. Do you have any guesses?
You know, and that was the thing I felt very strongly for.
Yeah.
I just did not want to look like the idiot who was like tripped up thinking pumpkin might be a fruit.
I know.
But yeah, I was thinking there's no way that Boston is that. So I should have stuck with it. Pumpkin. Somewhere in Pennsylvania.
Okay, and it actually is in Morton, Illinois. According to the University of Illinois, 95% of the pumpkins grown in the U.S. are harvested in Illinois soil. Morton is allegedly responsible for 80% of the world's canned pumpkin production.
God.
Morton, Illinois.
Is that the town that also has like the huge giant pumpkin like weighing contest too?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Because I know there's like a place that's really known for having those. Oh, it looks like the most well-known one is in Half Moon Bay,
California. Yeah, I just saw that. Nope, so that doesn't even happen in Morton. Morton, you need to take full advantage of this.
Come on, Morton, steal it back.
This is your legacy. Take the giant pumpkin contest and make it your own. I'm sure they do a bunch of fun shit there. They have to. If you're not doing a big pumpkin festival at least,
They gotta.
then get on it. And if anyone lives there, let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Well, I'm not going to sell you guys any more pumpkin facts. I'm just going to give you these ads.
And we're back to story time.
Yay.
It's been a minute. So this week I am going first.
Yay.
And I was inspired by a movie that I saw recently. It's a movie that you and we might actually watch for the podcast one day. It's a movie called Weapons.
I'm not familiar.
It's a horror movie that recently came out. It's from Zach Kreger, who is the guy who directed Barbarian, which we need to still watch this year.
Yes.
He also produced Companion.
Okay.
So it's in that same kind of family.
Yeah.
This was his big swing. He had a bunch of big actors like Josh Brolin, Julia Garner. Emily and I went and saw it, and it kind of got me thinking about a lot of different things. And then there was also some different things that have kind of happened in the world that kind of tied in with the things that happened with weapons.
Oh, God.
And I was inspired with the movie's take on things and with the metaphor in which they tried to cover it. And I wanted to kind of give my own petty weapons.
Okay.
So it may not lean as heavily on the horror side as the Weapons movie does.
Okay.
But we'll have a Halloween episode later. Don't you worry, you guys.
Oh, God, yes.
So if you're a fan of Weapons, let me know if you like what I did. And if you don't, please don't tell me at all. And here we go. If I asked you to picture a weapon, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Judging by the no weapons signs on storefront doors, the top answers are usually guns and knives. If the business really splurged on eye candy, you might even see brass knuckles, mace, or a taser. But in today's chronically online, overburdened society, the petty don't have the time or the energy to wield those weapons. We don't fight like we used to. We can't even lower our phones long enough to raise our fists. The damage we inflict the most isn't physical anymore, because the weapons are us. We're all capable of bad ideas, but the most dangerous thing a person can receive? Validation. Every time we authenticate a bad idea, we hand someone a loaded gun made of likes, retweets, and dopamine. It starts in a small echo chamber, but given the right algorithm, it grows teeth. Numbers rise, behavior normalizes, and soon, you've got emotional terrorists marching under banners of memes and storming the gates of common sense.
Let's destroy anyone who's not like us!
Until the chaos they create makes the real weapons feel acceptable again. Today, we're stepping into the petty trenches of these digital battlegrounds, where fringe fads take root and the lost become found in a shared desire for destruction. Because when you throw yourself into a movement, the impact can be unexpected.
Welcome to Ultimate Man's Auto Body. Can I interest you in the Tough Truck Tune-Up program?
No, I'm here to pick up my Escalade IQ.
Oh, sorry about that. Should have known from the blinding Rolex. Nice ride. I made sure every mechanic washed their hands before touching it. Your total comes to 400 even. Cash or card?
I'm sorry, Charles. I'm not paying that. That's too much.
You ordered the High Earners carpet shampoo and haggled my guys into throwing in a tea tree oil upgrade for free. I already knocked $600 off your bill. This is less than I charged for an oil change.
Hey, Charles, do we have any more WD-69 for my undercarriage?
Not now, Marty. And from now on, you'll call me Mr. Burgess. I didn't build this company from the ground up just to get disrespected in my own shop.
Fine, I'll just go in dry. So you're the owner of the Ultimate Man's Auto Body? The self-proclaimed toughest men for the toughest customers?
Listen, I know if we compared paychecks, there's no way I could argue your dick is smaller than mine. People respect me here. You can have whatever you want, just don't make me cry in front of my employees.
$200, and I better get my complimentary air freshener.
Thank you for choosing Ultimate Man's. Welcome to the life of Charles, a 32-year-old entrepreneur living in Dayton, Ohio. Since his youth, Charles idolized the greats: John Wayne, Tony Soprano, Jordan Belfort. To him, there was no higher achievement than an engorged bank account and conquering everyone around you.
Tough man, tough problems.
But reality hit harder than a YouTube motivational playlist. His business was struggling, and no matter how many TikTok business hacks or entrepreneur podcasts he consumed, the code to Mad Money Moves always seemed one episode away. Until then, he was stuck folding to men with bigger wallets and bigger egos. For the rest of the day, Charles marinated in the humiliation like a dirty diaper. Every chance he had to flex his ultimate man status, his voice betrayed him, thin and trembling like a weak little weenie.
Respect my authority!
With the big garage doors dropped at 4:45 sharp, Charles locked up and slid into his sports car. Normally, the feel of his leather driving gloves gripping the wheel soothed him, but tonight, all he could think about was how this car, his pride and joy, was 2 generations behind the current model. And the only reason he owned it was because someone had been murdered in it. Impressive to everyone else, sure, but to Mr. Big Dick Escalade, it might as well have been a tricycle. Charles pulled into the driveway with a sigh that could have powered a wind farm. He stood there for a long moment, keys in hand, staring at the front door like the entrance to hell.
Thank God you're home! Aiden and Brayden got into the flour. It's in every room. Jaden put the dog in the washer and I'm trying to make dinner for 8 people!
Babe, I can't deal with this today. I had to work a job. That means somebody told me what to do and I had to listen. Do you know how exhausting that is for someone who never listens? I'm going to my office to play video games. Let me know when dinner's ready.
Wait! Can you at least help your son get his foot out of the pickle jar? I'm stuck.
Okay then.
No! Caden has been quietly reading a book on the couch. I'm talking about Bruce.
After dramatically performing his one parental obligation of the night, and somehow making it worse than if he'd never helped at all,
Hold still while I traumatize you!
Charles retreated to his office. He shut the door, turning the roaring of chaos into a muffled hum. He sank into his overpriced gaming chair, exhaling relief, only for it to twist into a low growl as he replayed the humiliation from earlier. The glow of Fortnite lit the room like a neon casino, but even the chaos of tilted towers couldn't drown out the voice in his head. He checked his phone, swiping away ignored calls from his wife and work, each one feeling like spam in a life he didn't subscribe to. He closed the family photo gallery, hogging his RAM, and opened the only app that still made him feel alive, TikTok. And then, like a scripture to a sinner looking for permission, he heard exactly what he wanted to hear.
Don't skip if you're fed up. Let me keep it real. You hate going to work. Your wife keeps holding you accountable. Other dudes have more money, even though you're smarter than them. Maybe you're kind of a creep, and it fucking sucks. But listen, there's nothing wrong with you. You're like me. Fuck the alphas, fuck the betas. We are omega males. We're better than everyone else, but society flips the script. Just like how our eyes flip images to be right side up. The world flips omega men upside down, makes us look like the worst. Worst lovers, worst communicators. But that's not a you problem, that's a them problem. Embracing my omega identity changed everything. Without fixing a single flaw, people tell me I'm cool. I have thousands of followers on a different account, and I'm rich. Look at this big number on the screen. Follow the link in my bio. Join the Omegas. Flip the script.
The echoing words from the strange man in the empty room were like music to Charles' ears. His mind flashed to all the moments in his past when, if people had only recognized the omega male he truly was, things might have been different.
Honey! Porn again? If you thought I wasn't enough, all you had to do was ask for a second wife.
Charles dove headfirst down the rabbit hole like Bugs Bunny, discovering a new world of misunderstood geniuses just like him, each one somehow cooler than the last. How had he lived this long not knowing they were out there? That night, Charles made the Omega Pledge, and though he was a virgin to this kind of risky behavior, the glowing praise for a certain Bitcoin among men he considered his tribe was enough to push him into opening his first crypto account. The days that followed blurred together. He scrolled cryptocurrency subreddits while staying true to his Omega ways by doing absolutely zero self-reflection. Each evening, he blew past his wife and kids.
I've got important shit to do. Leave dinner at the door.
Locking himself in his office to giggle at memes so niche even the posters didn't get them. It was the first excitement he'd felt in years. Finally, a community where he didn't have to posture or prove he was better than everyone else, until the meme coin his subreddit loved to joke about went viral.
Dude, can you believe it? A public stunt like that? Everybody's gonna be talking about this.
Username Franklin Tits Ass Magic said in the message boards.
I'm just glad nobody got hurt. What a legend.
It was me! All hail XXX, your mom's assword!
May he be immortalized in the sacred threads.
The rest of the board erupted in memes, chanting his name like a digital god.
He probably drives an Escalade,
Charles whispered, eyes wide. A new path had opened. Like any great American tradition, chaos snowballed. Inside jokes got so meta, they looped back into nonsense. And where XXX your mom's ass wart walked, copycat sprinted, turning pro sports into a war zone of public humiliation. For Charles, it was electric. He watched strangers getting rich and famous off his subreddit's beloved meme coin, and even though he never bought a single token, cowardice masquerading as strategy, the mere fact that others were winning made him feel like a winner too. More incidents, more headlines. Teams held press conferences. Arrests started stacking up. But no matter how many red flags waved, the Omega Brotherhood remained unwaveringly supportive.
Dude, Long Don Silver got arrested at last night's game.
He represents the best in all of us. I'm getting his name tattooed on my face.
He must be avenged.
Like a Bradley Cooper film, a star was born. Long Dong Silver skyrocketed past XXX Your Mom's Ass Wart. Charles thought no one could touch the original legend, but an arrest? That was performance art. That was Olympus. Charles' hands shook. Could he do it? Could he cross the line, commit a crime, and ascend to the Mount Rushmore of chronically online virgins? He chose notoriety. The next day, Charles walked into a shop so shady, it had an overcast indoors. He slapped down his driver's license, and with a trembling voice, said,
I'll take the one in the case, please.
Wow, you sure? It's a lot bigger than most men can handle.
That's what I'm counting on. Charles emptied the Pee Wee soccer fund for his 6 kids to pay for his instrument of terror, grabbed a Red Bull and beef jerky for the road, and bought one ticket to the WNBA matchup between the New York Liberty and the Dallas Wings. He made the 9-hour road trip straight to New York, arriving just in time for the big game. He dressed for the occasion, a red baseball cap, his going-out Beavis and Butthead tee, and loose black shorts, the only pair with pockets deep enough to conceal his weapon. Charles weaved through the crowd and landed almost the perfect seat.
Dude, love the Beavis and Butthead shirt.
Please, I belong to a group of lonely men online. I don't need any new friends. Charles did anything but enjoy himself. Every dribble, every basket, every tick of the clock pushed him closer to his destiny. His palms perspired. His performance anxiety surged until the game paused. Players retreated to their benches. The court lay open. Seizing his opportunity, Charles stood. Slowly he reached into his shorts. In his hand, a lime green dildo, the symbol of his Omega Man rebirth. He thought of his online brothers and the green dildo coin forums cheering him on.
I'll name my next kid after you.
Thanks for making me rich.
I just really like dildos.
Charles raised the arm that once cradled each one of his 6 children briefly, the same arm that opened the doors of his masculine auto shop. He reared back and threw.
Who the fuck hit this kid with a dildo?
Charles' pasty skin turned 10 shades whiter, rendering him practically invisible as he bolted from the bleachers and vanished into the crowd, his legacy cut short, just like his throw. In August of 2025, 32-year-old Charles Burgess of Dayton, Ohio, was arrested for throwing a lime green sex toy onto the court during a New York Liberty game at the Barclays Center. According to prosecutors, Burgess pulled the object from his pocket and flung it toward the court, striking a 12-year-old in the leg. The girl reported experiencing pain, fear of further injury, and alarm as a result of the incident. Burgess surrendered himself to Brooklyn's 78th Precinct after driving from Ohio, accompanied by his mother and aunt. He was arraigned on multiple charges, including attempted assault, menacing, reckless endangerment, obscenity, criminal possession of a weapon, interference with a professional sporting event, and harassment. Released on his own recognizance, Burgess is scheduled to return to court in December. His attorney has denied the allegations, citing video evidence that allegedly shows no one was struck, and emphasized that Burgess, a married father of 6 with no prior records, intends to contest the charges. Burgess's arrest is one of several tied to a bizarre and growing trend at WNBA arenas. Over the span of 10 days, green sex toys were thrown onto courts in New York, Chicago, Phoenix, and Los Angeles, with at least 2 other men, 23-year-old Delbert Carver in Georgia and 18-year-old Caden Lopez in Arizona, arrested in connection with similar incidents. An anonymous figure, identifying as Lieutenant Daldo Rain, told ESPN that the stunts were part of a coordinated effort by an online crypto community to promote a newly created crypto token, Green Dildo Coin. Posts in the group's Telegram chat, which has more than 1,000 members, celebrated the stunts, mocked the WNBA, and encouraged betting on when and where the next toss would happen. Since the coin launched, its value has spiked by nearly 300%, and online searches for Green Dildo surged by over 3,000%. While some dismissed the events as internet spectacle, players, coaches, and league officials condemned them as dangerous and demeaning. Indiana Fever star Sophie Cunningham publicly pleaded for fans to, quote,
"Stop throwing dildos on the court!"
While Lynx coach Cheryl Reeve called the stunts, quote,
"The latest version of the long history of sexualizing women in sports."
The WNBA responded with heightened security measures and a minimum 1-year ban for any fan caught throwing objects onto the court. Burgess's case remains pending, with no sentencing information available at this time. Charles Burgess may have been the one holding the object, but he wasn't alone in the crowd. His toss wasn't born in a vacuum. It was validated, shared, and amplified by an online community eager to turn disruption into currency. A sex toy became a symbol of how quickly the petty can weaponize our attention. The WNBA called it dangerous. Coaches called it degrading. But for a corner of the internet, it was proof that chaos still sells. And as long as there's an audience, there will always be someone ready to arm themselves with the next bad idea. Because when the weapon is us, all it takes are the right words to make us cocked and loaded.
Okay. I did not hear about this crime. I did not know this was an ongoing issue that the WNBA is having to put up with.
Oh, yeah. It goes deep.
So when you first read off all of those charges, right, I was like, damn, that's a little steep. But now knowing that it's this continuing thing, that's all these weird men online and they're like encouraging each other, and it's a much bigger thing than a singular random incident. It makes sense. They're trying to prevent that. They're probably trying to not have that happen anymore. Especially the involvement of the innocent 12-year-old sitting in the crowd. Like, what the actual hell?
Yeah. Now, I will say, a lot of people jump to this guy's defense and say, like, if you look at the video, the girl wasn't even hit. The only video I've seen is like a person who sits kind of close to her and they like record and look down at her after it had already landed.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's like, it still could have hit her.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever did any more like testing to see if she was bruised or anything, but
yeah,
he was trying to throw it onto the court, and from what I understood was it was a bad throw and he just didn't make it to the court, and it hit a girl closer to the court because he couldn't make it far enough.
That's embarrassing.
Wimpy.
That is very embarrassing. It was already embarrassing what you were trying to do, and the fact that you couldn't accomplish that is even more pathetic.
And the whole thing just feels like it runs so deep, you know? Like, it was an ongoing epidemic of people just trying to boost up a Bitcoin thing. And then I kind of thought about like how we weaponize people into doing things for us. Like, these crypto people built a fun meme / inside joke for these people to be a part of. But like every time somebody goes and throws a green dildo, these guys at the top are getting more and more money on their Bitcoin, and they don't have to go out and do anything wrong.
Yep.
I think there's a lot of other ways this mirrors things in our world, but this dude owned a business, lived in Ohio, drove all the way straight there, did it. I assume he drove back home and then went and got with his mom and aunt and then drove back again to turn himself in.
Right. Where was it? New York?
In
Is
New
that what
York.
you said? You're leaving your 6 kids back at home to drive across the country to throw a green dildo just so you can get more validation from online freaks?
And I just couldn't ignore the 6 kids thing. It was in the article, which I know they kind of do that sometimes to add like sympathy to the victims or whatever, or to the perpetrator, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that and I'm like, damn, yeah, like this guy's definitely got kids at home that he decided to get wrapped up in a Bitcoin thing, which he probably wasn't invested enough and making enough back in return to put that much at risk.
Right.
In the name of it.
Totally. And it never really said how invested he was with it at all. I doubt it.
It didn't sound like he was at all.
He just liked the idea and wanted the encouragement from the comments.
Yeah, to me, that's what it seemed like.
To some people, that's more valuable than making the actual money. Some people genuinely just need that reassurance from these other group of weirdos. And like, I get it. My love language is words of affirmation, but I think where we get into it a little too far is when it's over something like this.
Yeah, the bad thing is these people don't know themselves well enough to know that words of affirmation are their love language, and then people affirm them in the wrong direction.
Yes.
And they buy in real hard.
Oof.
So I don't know what he'll get in trouble for. It probably won't really be that big of a deal, I would imagine. I mean, there was a lot of things. He might I don't know. I think he'll avoid jail personally, but I could be wrong.
I wish that I knew what the online banter about him became after that. Like, did they then share the news articles of him committing this crime and failing within their little weird chat?
Well, I'm sure they shared it because it helped the thing be viral more.
Yeah.
Because his was the one that was talked about the most, I guess, because he turned himself in. But yeah, there was definitely 2 other arrests, and I don't think much more have happened. They did say that somebody had branched it into MLB for baseball.
Oh my God.
And there was like somebody, we'll share it if I can find it, but I saw a picture of somebody behind home plate in the crowd just holding and waving a green dildo behind the catcher.
Oh my God, you guys.
At least not as destructive by throwing it on the plate or anything.
Stop the madness.
Like, it's a silly little joke, but like, guys, we don't have to be extreme about it.
I'm glad they're at least branching out to men's sports too. I'm actually more here for that than it is for the women. Like, the women's sports, they have their own struggles. Leave them alone.
Yeah, I mean, we just covered the Current and showed that that was the first stadium ever built for women's sports.
Yes. Can we please just give them a break?
Yeah, and you'd get a bigger crowd if you did it on men's anyway, because they're more televised.
Exactly. Go after your own kind. Leave the women out of it. But what a fun weapon of choice. I mean, that part is pretty funny, I have to admit, even though I'm not here for it fully.
It's such a weird thing. I try to get into the character's mind and think of how many layers and levels of acceptance he had to make to where the priority of, I'm going to put my job in danger, my family's home in danger, my income in danger, to drive 6 hours straight to go throw a green dildo on a WNBA stage just for either the accolades or even if it was a little bit of Bitcoin, who knows? I doubt it. But
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to reach that priority level, I've always believed don't gamble more than you can afford to lose.
Totally. Everyone should believe that, Trevin.
And he's gambling a whole lot on a green dildo.
I would not bet on that.
I had to tell the whole thing. They did have a guy like behind a black screen who used an alias to say like, I'm here to speak on behalf.
Oh, God.
So they definitely take themselves very seriously. And it's very silly, and I love the joke of it, but it's also just crazy how people can be manipulated into doing things. And I luckily am using a petty instance here, but I think we can all think of very serious things that also can mirror in the exact same way. And
absolutely,
it's just sad how that happens to people and we let it be okay.
Yeah.
It's normal now.
I agree. I agree with it all. And I loved your petty take on all of that.
When it comes to what your family eats and drinks, you know your choices matter. You're the expert because you know what fits your life. And getting it right starts with good information. That's why America's beverage companies are sharing more information about our ingredients at goodtoknowfacts.org. No spin, no judgments, just the facts straight from the experts for more than 140 beverage ingredients. Visit goodtoknowfacts.org.
This episode is brought to you by Rakuten. If you're shopping while working, eating, or even listening to this podcast, then you know and love the thrill of a deal. But are you getting the deal and cash back? Rakuten shoppers do. They get the brands they love, savings, and cash back. And you can get it too. Stack sales on top of cash back and feel what it's like to know you're maximizing savings. It's easy to use, and you get cash back sent to you through PayPal or check. The idea is simple. The brands you love pay Rakuten for sending them shoppers, and Rakuten shares the money with you as cash back. Download the free Rakuten app or go to Rakuten.com to start saving today. It's the most rewarding way to shop. That's Rakuten. Rakuten.com.
So I was actually inspired by one of our well-known listeners, Viviana, and her sister, Alondra, who is a newer listener. They came to the booth and we were reflecting back on all the personal petty crimes we used to cover. And I figured now it's time to bring one back.
Good job, Viviana.
Yes, and her sister was wearing our shirt, and that made me feel really special.
Some people came up to us and like, oh, we feel starstruck. And we were like, I feel starstruck seeing a person other than my family wearing my shirt. So I'm nervous to be in your presence.
another thing that inspired me at CrimeCon was our Wheel of Crime.
Oh, yeah.
And all of the different crimes and funny shit that people were landing on. And I did notice that there was a specific option that when people landed on it, we did get probably the loudest laughter and the biggest reaction. And I thought, well, shit, I have a personal petty crime story of me doing that exact thing that I've never told.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's gotten brought up vaguely, but anyway, there's never been a full-on story, and I think that it is the time.
You think it's time for personal and spooky season? My goodness.
I do, yeah. This isn't like a Halloween story at all, but I was very inspired by CrimeCon, and I just wanted to do this one.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. In the workout community, Sean T would say, if you can't throw back to yourself, what can you do?
Exactly. And I just wanted to say, too, I am changing the names of everyone in the story, which I only included a couple other people anyway. Also, I am not going to be using the real college's name where this takes place. I've admitted to where I went to school in other episodes if you desperately want to know the truth. I just felt like, due to the nature of these crimes, let's try to keep it classy and just not be specific about that.
Fair.
Let's do this, and here we go. Do you hear that? The distinct sound of liquid beaming down from up above? It's an echoing and chilling noise that makes your head turn and your neck hair raise. Its intensity crescendos, drowning the ground below. This doesn't sound like a polite and private pouring. This feels personal in nature. The stream of fluid finally wanes, leaving nothing more but a couple of last drops behind. The disturbing downpour is followed with footsteps as the delinquent saunters away from the scene of their crime. It's a familiar symphony of sounds I know all too well, one that I've created in multiple instances throughout my 3.5 decades on this earth. Today's story is about my time as a public urinator. Yes, I'll admit, I've peed in a few places I probably shouldn't have. I've expelled my bladder between 2 bushes in a McDonald's parking lot, behind a small tree near a baseball field, and have definitely squatted in shame on the side of many highways.
Look away, you creep!
However, for today's petty crime story, I will be discussing a specific occurrence of public urination that haunts me to this day. One that may soil my reputation, just like I soiled my old stomping grounds. But before we begin, I want to address those who may judge me for my sins. Just keep in mind that it's easy to act a fool when your bladder is full. It was the spring of 2010 on a college campus not so far away. The school grounds were covered in freshly cut grass, large cement flower beds full of newly bloomed hydrangeas, and important-looking buildings. 19-year-old me found myself there on the 7th floor in a tall dorm building where I gathered in a common area with my newest and closest girlfriends. In between watching episodes of The Jersey Shore on our shared television, we discussed our plans for the night.
I've got beer,
said Alex.
I've got vodka,
I added.
There's a frat party tonight with even more beer and vodka,
stated Jasmine.
Nice.
The plans were set. We were going to party. We arrived at the frat house in our small denim shorts and tank tops that were made to be undershirts, and were immediately given drinks.
Here,
Have a beer!
why don't I get you a drink?
My friends and I stayed until the buzz fully kicked in, and before the frat bros failed to impress us with push-ups that no one asked for. Alex, Jasmine, and I walked down the charming main street of the Midwest town until we reached a popular dance bar that welcomed the drunken underage college students.
You're way too hot to card. Have a nice night.
We hit the dance floor and shook our tushies to the beat of the pop remixes reverberating through the small club's walls. There was a wild freedom in the air unlike I had ever experienced. It was my first time in my life I really felt like I was free to do as I wanted. It was my first year out of my parents' house, and I was recently single after I was cheated on by an ex-boyfriend with webbed toes. I was ready to live in the moment and eager to spread my wings, and normal toes, to their fullest extent. In between the upbeat hits, I chugged water to replenish the sweat I had lost on the raised dance floor. Plus, the H2O was helping the room from spinning amid all the booze and booty popping. After hours of dancing and drinking, the doormates and I decided to stumble our way back to bed. We walked with our arms locked and swayed with each other's tipsy movements. The walk seemed much longer on the way home than it had on the sober journey there. Maybe it was because the dark night sky made it more difficult to spot our final destination. Or maybe it was because we stopped to sing, stopped to look at a store kitty in a shop window, and stopped lots of times due to excessive cackling. Regardless, the extended walk was starting to wear on all of us. Jasmine complained about her feet hurting and flung off her unnecessarily tall heels to finish the trek barefoot.
Screw these shoes!
All Alex could talk about was all the delicious food from the closed restaurants we sadly passed.
Oh my god! I would kill for one of their supreme burritos right about now.
Yet for me, I had a different issue brewing from within. It seemed as though all of the beverages from the evening had collected in my lower abdomen, splashing loudly each time I stepped.
Ooh, girls, I really gotta pee!
We're almost there. The campus buildings are just ahead.
Jasmine reassured me, but before I could fully savor the feeling of hope, Alex interjected.
Nah, girl, that's the pizza shop with the most amazing homemade garlic bread I've ever had. Too bad it's closed, too.
We shuffled down nearly 6 more blocks when we finally saw the large campus fountain in front of the main office building. Although the vision of the familiar landmark brought me some peace, the sound of flowing water had me doing aggressive Kegels with each step the closer I got. The 3 of us girls had made it to the campus sidewalks as our small strides began to pick back up. The streetlights illuminated the school buildings, and the purple, pink, and white hydrangeas and the massive rectangle cement beds in between them. It was just as I saw the precious petals of the flowers that I felt a panic course through my veins and down to my nether regions. I spun around to look my friends in the eyes and shouted,
My bladder is about to blow! Spread out and be my lookout, or you're in trouble!
I looked all around me, and to no one's surprise, there wasn't a spare toilet in sight. However, a few feet ahead of me sat the toilet height in sturdy cement flower beds of hydrangeas. Without another thought, I rushed to the structure, pulled down my trousers, and sat on the chilly cement edge of the flower bed. My buns barely grazed the floral arrangement as I set off my own personal sprinkler system. I walked away that night with a tiny bit of shame, but a large amount of freedom. My dorm mates ended up being really great lookouts, even after all of the alcohol intake. We made it back to the safety of our dorm rooms without any citations or arrests. At least not that night. A part of me looks back on this petty crime, feeling guilty for the innocent flowers impacted by my drunken night out. Yet, the other side of me knows that, without a doubt, I left my personal mark at my alma mater in more ways than one.
A real piss from the past, you know? That's so great. I mean, it's nice that it was at a good height for you, because I really sympathize with ladies or non-dong havers.
Right.
Because it is very convenient when you are drunk, and even if you just want to do a sneaky pee in a place you shouldn't, it's a lot easier to do it shrouded a little bit, secretively.
Yes, absolutely. It's really hard for people with the female anatomy, okay, to pee in an outdoor public setting, because not only do you have to do this awkward squat, but it's like you have to make sure the pee is going downhill, and that when it does go downhill, it's not going all over your feet.
The splashback, yeah.
You have to make sure you're supported in some way in case you just can't hold yourself. I saw these flower beds, okay, at my college every day. They were beautiful. They were in between all the buildings. Obviously, I added a few little lines and things that didn't actually occur. And I don't know if they were actually hydrangeas, but I do remember.
You didn't have to say the word hydrangea, and you chose to.
No, I know. There's a reason, though.
It's a poetic word.
I wanted to give it its proper name, and I do remember the flowers being white, purple, and pink. And so I Googled what flowers can be all of these colors, and hydrangeas was like one of the number ones. So I was like, that's what we're going with. That's a well-known flower. Great, beautiful, done.
Love it.
So I really don't know. Maybe they weren't hydrangeas, okay? But they were beautiful flowers that I saw every day. Perfect toilet height.
Yes.
Right when I needed them. I didn't pee atop the flowers. I just peed in the soil. My buns only kind of touched them.
Oh.
So I was trying to be
mindful,
but I still feel a lot of guilt about it, Trevin.
It seems like you were very polite in your act, which is nice.
Yeah.
I think intention goes a long way, you know?
Yeah.
It seemed like it was more of a need to pee.
It seems like we had a lot of these conversations with people that came to our booth. If they landed on the public urinator, we would say something dumb to them like, oh, at least you're hydrated. Or people would always say back to us, well, if you gotta go, you gotta go.
Right.
And then when we did our episode with Heather about the petty crime confessions, it was an echoing thing. And it did just feel like it was the right moment to finally confess my sins.
I feel like maybe somebody recently said this in the group, or maybe I saw it somewhere else, but I swear I saw somebody say that they were looking for more piss content, or more like more piss crimes, or somebody had said something recently looking for more piss humor. And I thought to myself, that's weird that somebody's looking for this, but
But no judgment.
But we will have it.
We've got it for you.
Yeah.
And I've told a lot of petty crimes about me over the day. I've talked about me stealing American flags. I've talked about getting in random birthday brawls, you know, all the things. I've talked about me getting mooned on the highway, you know, all these different things, but I've never fully dived deep into my history as a public urinator. And I hope people don't hate me for it.
I don't even have a memorable one because I just have so many.
I know, guys, it's not that shocking. If I was a guy and I had a penis, whatever, whip it out, pee wherever, like no one's even going to care. It's not even going to be headlines. But because as a woman, you have to like fully pull down your pants and, like I said,
change your
squat or
posture,
sit or do something really weird that you're not supposed to be doing, lurking in the dead of night on your college campus. It becomes a story. So at least I have that.
Yeah, like as a man, I could have one hand kind of like sneakily aiming off to the side while using another one, and you would think I was graffitiing a wall or something, but I'd be peeing the whole time.
Yeah, you could have gotten away with committing 2 petty acts at once.
Exactly.
That's just not the case for me.
Yeah, you get dead giveaway every time.
Yeah, and like I said, all of the other places that I admitted to peeing, I have done all of those. Also, I went through all of them and I was like, could this have made a good one? Could this have made a good story? But I thought I'm going to briefly mention the hydrangeas and the flowers in the beginning and then hit them at the end with coming back as a callback. So I hope that that was a good callback for everybody. I hope everyone got that. Yeah.
Nice. But I actually went to my parents not too long ago, and Emily and I will walk around the farm and check things out. Usually watch Mabel try to bark at the pigs. And I had to pee really bad, and I've reconnected with nature again. And I hadn't peed outdoors in quite some time.
Wow.
And she took a picture of me doing it. I felt like a little dirty boy.
And we're going to post that on social. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, we probably could.
Also, before we get ahead of ourselves, one of my friends in the story, I changed her name to Alex because Alex is a felony level Patreon member, and that's what we do for our patrons. Okay.
Yes. Thanks for being in the story. I think we've got one more lined up, and
yeah,
anybody else get on in here and be in a story.
And Alex was also at CrimeCon, so a lot of my stuff was weirdly inspired by CrimeCon.
Yeah.
And one of our visitors is in the story. So I love that.
I love that too.
Thank you so much, Alex. You are such a great listener and friend of the show. So I was glad to put you in there as my drunken girlfriend. So connections to our two stories, Trevin. You talked about like the douchey crypto bros, and I talked about douchey frat bros very briefly in my story. But am I forgetting something? Like,
yeah, I mean, we did have some douchey bros for sure. I mean, mine was a whole bunch of Bitcoin bros. You had a bunch of college bros, which really college bros just grow into Bitcoin bros. That's kind of their next Pokemon level.
Literally. And I mean, I guess there is a vague connection between where a dildo goes and the part of me that committed the crime. I don't know if that could somehow go together.
I mean, they can definitely go together. I've seen videos.
You are a raunchy boy.
You are the one who's like, one goes here and one has a weenie and... Oh my gosh, my face is red.
I don't know what other connection we could possibly do.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's a loose one, but yeah, we both did have our little broy boys.
Bro boys trying to ruin the party.
Almost kind of like how, SpongeBob is always known to have all the little fish neighbor people. Like, both of our stories have a big backdrop of bros.
Yeah.
A backdrop of bros.
A bro backdrop.
Oh, there we go.
I kind of hate it, but for story's sake, it really makes it fun.
Mm-hmm. As far as just like a bunch of faceless background characters, with just a bunch of bros, it's kind of funny.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro. Okay, well, as spooky season is continuing on, you guys, we have a lot of other fun content coming out shortly. We are going to be on another Halloween collab coming up with Kadra
from Perplexity, Let's Not Meet, Let's Get Haunted.
And others.
TBD,
yeah. But it will be coming out here soon.
It'll come out on the last week of Halloween. That will be our last week.
Perfect.
Our Halloween special will be the week before.
Oh, nice. Yes. And we are still doing, of course, our next episode will be our Halloween episode. Lots of sound effects, lots of spookiness. It's just going to be amazing. But I hope you are all having the best week. And just remember, no matter the crime, big or small, in the end, we're all doomed.
Doomed to avoid a dictatorship, but embrace pumpkin everything.
Pumpkin everything. Pumpkin everything. Bye.
See ya.
Don't be a shoulder parrot like my daughter Winnie. Come on over and fully get in the cage of fun at Patreon.
And if you know Raylia or any of her associates, point them in the direction of our social media. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or Threads. Live, Laugh, Larceny.
And if you have ever been a public urinator, feel free to send us your petty pee crime to livelaughlarceny@gmail.com.
And give our show the same rating I would give the shopping experience at Lee Summit's Serenity Shop. Wherever you rate podcast, give us 5 stars at Apple, Spotify, or Good Pods.
Do you hear that?
The fan?
Oh, no, that's how it starts, is do you hear that? Me saying that.
I feel like we've done that before. Okay.
No, that has happened before where I asked a question you thought I was just asking you.
You're like, move the mic, and I take another bite and you go, do you hear that? I'm like, I feel so terrible. I was trying to be quiet.